Hi guys, welcome back to Kim's class. This unit will be a series of 9 lessons about the parts of speech. For many of you, this will be a review, but it's such an important concept when learning English that I feel that it's valuable even if it is a review. It not only helps you write great sentences that are structurally accurate, it also helps you expand your vocabulary. In this unit, I will be teaching articles in a separate lesson, but there are a series of 9 lessons. After each of the 9 lessons, there'll be a link for you to practice what you have learned. You'll find that link in the description of each of the 9 videos. So let's look at the 8 parts of speech. Most linguists say that there are 8. Each part of speech explains not just what the word is, but how the word is used. In fact, some words can be used as a noun in one sentence and a verb or an adjective in the next. For example, we have nouns, verbs, adjectives and articles, adverbs, pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. As I said, learning these parts of speech is very important. Even people who speak English as their native language need to practice this concept. But English sentences can all be divided into their parts of speech. When we know these parts of speech, it can help you understand much better. It helps with your listening, your reading, your writing, and your speaking skills. See why that might be valuable? When you study vocabulary, it's also very important that you pay attention to the parts of speech. Today's lesson is on the part of speech known as an adverb. In many ways, identifying adverbs can be easy, but there is a lot of confusion between adverbs and prepositions. Prepositions I will cover in the next lesson. But let's look at the objectives for today's lesson. The first objective says, I can define an adverb. The next objective says, I know the 4 questions an adverb answers. The third objective says, I know what suffix adverbs often end in. And the last objective says, I understand the difference between an adverb and a preposition. Adverbs describe or modify adjectives or other adverbs. They also can modify verbs. They answer the questions how, when, where, and how often. Adverbs very often end in the suffix ly. But be careful, not all words ending in ly are adverbs, and not all adverbs end in ly. As you can see in the chart, most adverbs that answer the question when or where do not end in ly. However, most adverbs that answer the question how and how often do end in ly. Many adverbs describe verbs by describing how an action happened. Quickly running, peacefully sleeping, talking loudly. Did you notice something about these adverbs? You're right, they all end in ly. Quick, peaceful, and loud are adjectives that describe nouns. But when we want to describe a verb, we often add ly to create an adverb. Adverbs can also describe when or how often an action happens. These are words like now. I am walking now. Always. She is always happy. Tomorrow. I am leaving tomorrow. Never. I have never eaten sushi. Sometimes. I am sometimes tired at school. We can use these words to describe verbs or adjectives. Adverbs can also describe and answer the question where something happens. You might also notice that where adverbs can also act as prepositions. The best way to figure out what part of speech the where words are is to ask yourself what is following the where word. Let's look a little closer at this. Words that are sometimes prepositions can act as an adverb. A preposition requires an object. An adverb does not. A single word acting as an adverb answers where, when, how, or to what degree about the verb. If you want to see the eclipse, you will need to go outside. Outside tells you where you will need to go. There is no object after the word outside. So outside is an adverb. But let's look at the word outside being used as a preposition. Dorothy colors outside the lines. Lines is the object, so that makes the word outside in this sentence a preposition. Let's look at another example. Please sit down and listen. Down tells the listener where to sit. There is no object telling him or her what to sit down. So down is an adverb. But now let's look at down being used as a preposition. Look down the street. Street is the object and it answers the question what about the word down. Look down the what? The street. Street is the object. So in this case, down is a preposition. To determine whether a word is an adverb or a preposition, look at what follows the word. Is there a noun acting as an object of the word? In other words, is there a word that answers the question what about the word? If so, it's a preposition. Don't be discouraged if all that seems like a lot of information. It often takes a lot of practice learning the parts of speech, especially when the same word can be used as many different parts of speech. Just remember that words themselves are not parts of speech, but how they are used in a sentence. In the next lesson, I'll talk about prepositions in more detail, and we'll have some more practice in determining whether the word is used as an adverb or a preposition. But let's look at the lesson's objectives for today and see how we did. Can you define an adverb? Do you know the 4 questions and adverb answers? Do you know what suffix adverbs often end in? And do you understand the difference between an adverb and a preposition? So that's it for today's lesson. Remember that in the description of this video is a link to activities to help you practice what you just learned. But before you go, I'd like to ask you to do a few things. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you think that you would be interested in learning when I post new videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel. How about if you think you have friends that might be interested in learning about parts of speech? Well, share it with them. I would also really enjoy if you would make a comment in the comment section. Try and write a good sentence using the parts of speech you learned today. And lastly, please don't forget what a blessing it is for me to share my passion with you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to come on this journey with you to learn English. Goodbye for now. I can't wait to see you.